Normally, the tradition in Irish weddings is to start by complimenting the bridesmaids. So clearly, this was never going to be an easy speech.
This is what we were. Anywhere and at any time.
Today, I married my best friend, my travel companion, my life guru, and the person I look up to the most. And I'm incredibly excited to see where life takes us, because I know that as long as we are together, it's going to be a very happy and fulfilled life. Thank you for loving me, for saving me, and for being by my side every step of the way. I couldn't love you more.
It is a great pleasure for me to introduce this special ceremony in this historic place. As you know, Leonato is Marco's hometown, where he grew up. And when Alan saw this place for the first time 5 years ago, I was quite sure that something unforgettable was going to happen here one day. And so now this day has come.
Now, if you consider how I felt 17 years ago, can you imagine just how happy I am today to see Alan and Marco? And clearly they love each other. They're so happy together, and there's no doubt they're enjoying each other's company.
Marco is my friend. And what Marco did when I was in Michigan is he basically became the person, the friend that I was not expecting to meet there. He was the friend whenever I needed help, whenever I needed just to put something out, whenever I needed also to go out and get a drink together. But it was basically the best friend I could find on the other side of the world. And not only that, it was family. It was really part of the family. Marco, thank you very much for this.
Before this moment, you have been many things to one another: acquaintance, friend, companion, love. You have learned much from one another in these last few years. Now you shall say a few words that take you across the threshold of life, and things will never be quite the same between you. After these vows, you shall say to the world, "This is my husband, this is my life."
I never thought I ever would get married. I wanted no restraint upon my will. But like the wind, I wanted to be carried wherever wish might take me, yearning still. And then I fell in love with you and found a rock upon which I might build a home, a place both to and for which I was bound, so bountiful I had no need to roam.
La mia vita è monotona. Io do la caccia alle galline e gli uomini danno la caccia a me. Tutte le galline si assomigliano e tutti gli uomini si assomigliano e io mi annoio perciò. Ma se tu mi addomestichi, la mia vita sarà illuminata. Conoscerò un rumore di passi che sarà diverso da tutti gli altri. Gli altri passi mi fanno nascondere sottoterra, il tuo mi farà uscire dalla tana come una musica. E poi, guarda, vedi laggiù in fondo dei campi di grano? Io non mangio il pane e il grano, per me è inutile. I campi di grano non mi ricordano nulla, e questo è triste. Ma tu hai dei capelli color dell'oro. Allora sarà meraviglioso quando mi avrai addomesticato. Il grano, che è dorato, mi farà pensare a te, e amerò il rumore del vento nel grano. La volpe tacque, guardò a lungo il piccolo principe e disse: per favore, addomesticami. Here we are, we're finally married. Not once, but twice. The last 9 months have been such a ride. Both Alan and I worked so much to organize this day. It's been a lot of work, it's been stressful at times, and challenging. But now, being here, surrounded by all of you, the most important people in our life, and in a location that means so much to us, I can see how worth it all was. Thank you for being here today. It means the world to us. And Alan, you better be the one, because I'm not planning another wedding for the rest of my life.
I do remember one particular evening when I don't know how this would translate into Italian, but a pajama-clad clock came down to tell us it's 3 o'clock in the morning. 4. Okay, there you go. What is this, a fucking frat party? So, Marco, welcome to the family.
He's so fine. Wish she were mine. That handsome boy over there, one with the wavy hair. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna make him mine. Be the envy of all the girls. It's just a matter of time. He's a soft-spoken guy.
Terry and Fidelma, from day one you welcomed me into your house as a son. And Robbie, Jenny, Robin, Shane, and Anne-Marie, you've been treating me as a brother since. The love you gave to both Alan and I is incredible, and I can't thank you enough for it. You accepted me for who I am, you took time to get to know me and understand my background, even when it's so different from yours. You all like to think you're such a crazy and dysfunctional family. But the truth is, I never met a more loving, caring, and fun bunch of people.
He's so fine. Oh yeah, gotta be mine. Oh yeah, sooner or later. Oh yeah, I hope it's not later. Oh yeah, we've got to get together. Oh yeah, the sooner the better. Oh yeah, I just can't wait. I just can't wait to be held in his arms if I were a queen. And he
Voglio ringraziare Rosalia, Franco, Lorenzo e tutti gli altri per avermi accolto calorosamente e inequivocabilmente nella vostra famiglia fin dall'inizio. Mi avete fatto sentire a casa dalla mia prima visita e dalla mia prima cena a base di cavallo. Da allora il cibo non si è mai fermato e non riesco a stargli dietro. Non posso esprimere abbastanza quanto sia stato importante il vostro supporto. Un giorno, prometto, parlerò italiano come nativo, ma il bresciano quello no.
I'm very privileged to be here and to have this opportunity to say a few words, and not only on my own behalf and behalf of my family, but on behalf of Alan's mum, whom I know she would have approved very much of, particularly his Italian heritage. There's no doubt about that.
Correva l'anno 1989. Tornavo dal lavoro, allora mi fermai in un negozio, allora non c'era Amazon, non c'erano i super negozi, mi fermai in un negozio di fotografia e feci la mia prima spesa folle di una videocamera, le prime video 8, non so se presente, con le cassette. Qualche anno dopo quella telecamera lì era a rischio, non era più la mia, perché ogni minuto che la accendevo, papi, me la fai accendere, me la fai usare, me la fai provare. E negli anni successivi, fino a 12, 13, 15 anni, in realtà lui faceva di tutto per portarmela via, per fare già i primi, come si chiamano, video, chiamiamoli. Quindi lui era già un youtuber già 20 anni fa.
Prometto di essere sempre il tuo più grande sostenitore ed il tuo complice. Prometto di credere sempre nei tuoi sogni e ti chiedo di essere nient'altro che te stesso. Ti rispetterò come persona, come compagno e come mio pari. C'è poco da dire che tu già non sappia e c'è poco da condividere che tu già non abbia ricevuto. Prima di oggi ero già tuo e resto completamente a te devoto.
I promise to always be your biggest fan and your partner in crime. I promise to support your dreams, and I ask you to be no one other than yourself. I respect you as a person, a partner, and an equal. There is little to say that you haven't already heard, and little to share that is not already yours. Even before today, I was yours, and I'm devoted to you in every way. I marry you with no hesitation or doubt.